Wait a minute. Are you telling me, Beelzebub, that you let one of the sinners create an interdimensional whirlpool that destroyed time and space as you know it, which because it happened so close to my hell, it now broke the gateway and is now going to leave some links to my hell? What the hell are you doing over there? I mean, I know you guys, your sinners have become laughable, even compared to my sinners, but still, what the hell were you doing? Well, anyways, you better fix this mess before things get crazier. Yeah. Because trust me, nothing good ever happens if your sinners and my sinners travel together. God knows all the horrible things that could happen, Ben. I mean, crossovers would be crazy. Why the fuck do Beelzebub? You failed. I already have your Joker here. Fix this mess, or I'm gonna fix your fucking skull. Ugh. Sometimes it's very difficult to handle these stupid demon ones. How the heck am I not number one? Remind me again? Oh, is it going? Oh, of course, I'm having videos. Hello, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of Hell, or specifically Manga Hell. And now, thanks to the idiocy of one of my cohorts, it turned out there was a slight time break that I hope is gonna be fixed very soon, or he will suffer a lot. So today, lucky for you all, we get my reaction videos a little early. Yay! So, with that said, let's get into this new chapter, shall we? Let's see which chapter we're getting into. Oh yeah, we're getting to chapter 326 of My Academia. What's the title of it? Who are you really? Huh, a bit of a weird title, but whatever. Well, let's get into it. Now, the first page we see is the city and being in rain, a very depressing mood. Which it does make sense considering what has been happening in My Academia recently, but alright. Now we get some inner thoughts by All Might. Let's see what exactly he's saying, shall we? Where are you off to now? Oh, not actually inner thoughts, more of a flashback conversation. And All Might responds to, I guess, ectoplasm here. I'm checking in on the hero-hating groups who refuse to join the shelter at the ectoplasm. And then we get it from dialogue to flashback where we see All Might standing, his conversation with Inca after the whole invasion, which is actually not the first reference from those times, as well as we get a picture or a panel with All Might falling on the ground. As we see All Might's hands and Izuku's hands. And then we cut back to the present where we see that weird muzzle thing Izuku has with the title of the page and All Might just looking down at it as rain pours on him. As the All Might statue is in the background. Then we have All Might picking the mask up, looking at a statue that says "I am not here" over his on him, and he's like, "You couldn't do anything for your disciples when he was hurting." I guess this is one of those third-person speeching criticism. You know, the types where a character, speaks how much they hate themselves and stuff. So yeah. Now we get another flashback to his conversation with Aizawa, where we have, I'm guessing, Aizawa being like, you can live, you can be here for a lot of people. That's all they push, they need. And he cut the presents back to the signed, And All Might says, at this point, you're only getting in the way, All Might. Which is how I guess All Might feels about himself right now. And then we have him getting slumber and sadder, and then we have Ha! And then we have, oh yeah, you wanna know the captain we get now? We have Stay now! Oh yeah, back the hero killer is back and happy. And I'm sure the fan base just got crazy. I wonder if this is gonna lead to Stain's popularity poll increasing. Well, I guess we're gonna have to see it in the next popularity poll. Oh, well, actually, I don't think it was announced. Actually, I think this chapter will be counted. But anyways, let's see what Stain is saying. He's always a very reasonable individual. I mean, look at him. He just screams over who's individual. It is volume. Actually, he is screaming. So yeah, what he's saying now is, what vile blasphemy against a great hero. Which is what he says to All Might as he pulls his sword over him, or next to him. And then he continues, take it back, you witless fool! As All Might just responds, very dad-like, being like, hero killer, Stain. You never crossed my path back when I was still on the job. Our face-to-face meeting got delayed, but I never imagined we would meet like this. Which is actually something that was referenced a couple of chapters back. So it's kind of funny how that is actually been mentioned here. And then we have Stain responding with, explain yourself. As All Might is just like very that, like just be like, sure, you missed a lot while you were locked up. You see, I'm All Might in the flesh. Not that you know it looking at me. Which, in all honesty, All Might does kind of look like buff All Might. Even in his normal state, it's just that, he doesn't have the muscles and the physique and the smile. Outside of that, he is pretty much All Might. Like, you could tell which one is which. And then we have Sarah responding with, wrong, you're not All Might. As then All Might says, I can't blame you for doubting. And we get a brief second of All Might's buff form, which even the buff All Might still has more of a frown, like more like a face. So yeah, it kind of shows how much of a difference there is, or how effective All Might is through this. And then we have him immediately go back to normal, just coughing blood. And then we have All Might just respond with saying, so gonna kill me? Or as Stan says, no. And then Stan continues, you're not All Might, you sham? As in, All Might is a bit shocked. I mean, it still is very emotional. It's like, huh? I'm guessing this is supposed to mean that Stan isn't referring to the form of All Might, he's referring to something else. And I think it's gonna be very obvious what he's referring to. And then we have Stan continuing, here upon Hero holy ground, you dare to falsely claim the mantle of hero. Who are you really? Why presume to call yourself a hero? Speak! And then we have All Might saying, falsely claim. Fair enough. And then we get a bit of a retrospect, All Might's retrospect on his life right now. And he's like, starts with, my whole life I felt sport to action. What the hell is this? Oh great, this was breaking again. Oh, fine, it's fixed. I couldn't sit back and accept it when the madness kept taking from people, when their daily lives were stolen away so senselessly. Powerless though I refused to sit on the sidelines. I had to make the world a better place somehow. As we see a younger All Might. And then we have Stain's eyes become shrinking as All Might continues, but I've run my course now. And this is the end result. As we see the city, I'm not sure if this city or some other city, it's just a city in ruins. Like you can see cracks in the buildings, you can see them topple over, you can see them breaking. Like a couple of these buildings look like they're just like hanging out by themselves. Like there's a bigger building and a small building that collapsed on it. Like, yeah, this city is fucking in ruins. I wonder if that's the after effect of Gigantomachia's rampage, or that's just how insane the villains' attacks have been getting. Either one wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we've seen how much destruction a little coffee fight got. Like, I think it was like an entire city block. So, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that. And then we have Omar continuing, I give my life in an instant to protect my disciple, but I couldn't bring myself to tell him to take time for himself. Which is referencing because that's what Omar wanted to tell Izuku before Izuku went on his own. And then we see the panel in the last chapter, the panel in the last chapter where everyone was starting to accept Izuku, and we see them apologize and helping and all that. And then we have Omar be like, it's hard to explain, but I feel as if I'm the only one who's become more and more distant from the heroes, from heroism, which is, I guess, what All Might thinks. Because the thing is, All Might always had that power, and that's how he always came to save. So even though it's not that what made him a hero, now where it's the darkest of dark, and they'll definitely need some good old All Might, he cannot give that. So yeah. And then Stain jumps at Omar as Omar notices and hides him behind a piece of ice that's still there. I guess a piece of ice doesn't really matter from the Todoroki battle. As we see, and also while they are hiding behind the ice, we actually do see a little figure with an umbrella next to the All Might statue. And then we have All Might saying, what's this? From the start, I haven't felt real bloodlust from him. Really? You can feel. You know, Sin looks like one of those characters where even if you don't, he doesn't talk or anything, like his very presence seems like it would give you bloodlust. So I'm not surprised that All Might says that he didn't feel any bloodlust. And then we have All Might saying, more of a jokingly mocking thing, being like, a warm base. I know if we are pals on that level yet. Because that is kind of how he stays holding All Might, except for the sword, obviously. And then we have Stain looking and be like, ideal timing, behold! Which is a little funny. And as then he sticks All Might's head out. I know this is supposed to be a very serious one, but this is like hilarious. And then we have the figure in the last panel with the umbrella starting to speak. They did it again, as All Might looks at it. And then we see the woman like sneakily walking as she looks around to see if there's anyone there to the statue. Then she puts her umbrella down, uses her, I guess, her snow quirk. It looks like those snowmen. Snowmen. It looks like she's making something like that from below her to give her a bit of an up, and she takes the sign from All Might, I'm not here, down. And then we have the woman saying, well, until they get the message. As then All Might is shocked to see this because I didn't thought there was anyone still out who would actually go in a rain to like take the sign down. I'm guessing this woman also was like waiting or has like a specific time to go here to take the sign down since it seemed like also being convenient, it seemed like she was more like concerned there would be anyone there or like she still went there, but it seemed like it was just more like initially. And then we have Stains continue to speak and be like, every day she purchased the blasphemy erected by the hero detractors. She likely travels from a nearby shelter and causes no small inconvenience to those in charge, risking her life out here and for nothing. Why on earth would she do that? And then Stain continues with, why, that woman, as the woman seems to also be brushing some spray paint or something off the statue, was the last and Stain says was the last person All Might saved. And we get the panel with All Might versus All For One, or the block that the attack, All Might blocking the attack that All For One did, that to expose his secret to the world as for and only woman, and that woman is the one woman that's right now taking it down. Impactful. You know what? Let's honor this moment for Hirokoshi remembering and keeping continuity by replacing Stain with that volume. Yeah. Who knew we would get this woman to come back? Like, this woman's design honestly looked very generic. So it's a pleasure to see that Hirokoshi remembered her. I'm guessing that Hirokoshi probably just like went back to see who's the woman that he decided to. But still, like, I'm surprised that he remembered that. Or someone remembered that. I'm not sure. Maybe he was just like rereading and decided to go with this. And then Omar is like shaken because Stein just told him this woman is not only risking her life because of being outside, but is also like risking being thrown out of a shelter because she constantly like sneaks off for some reason. So yeah, that's a bit shocking to see. And then Stain grabs his hat and continues screaming, which the fact that Stain took the caution of making sure that woman doesn't see them, but is screaming at the loudest he could, completely not being concerned about her hearing it. Maybe it's not screaming, maybe it's just the way it's drawn and it will be more clear in the anime. But still, it's kind of hilarious how, alright, oh shit, we have to stay safe so that woman doesn't see us. But I'm gonna skip my ass out because you need to hear that as loud as you can. And then we have Stin saying, in the worst of times, All Might would maintain the grin and devote every fiber of his being to the people. It had nothing to do with powers or quirks. The man we know as All Might could not live his life any other way. He carved those ideals into his very soul and was lauded for it. Who are you to presume to know the first thing about All Might? No, look upon that woman! As he again shoves his All Might's face in to see, as he even looks even crazier. Which is it's kind of funny how this is like supposed to be this like very big impactful moment, but Stain still looks like a crazy guy. And then Stain says, the end result, you say his influence lives on. And then we see a panel with that woman cleaning the statue as Class 1A is staring around it, kind of like protecting it and getting ready to save the day. And then Stain continues with the flickering ember he left behind is nurtured by those select few who succumb neither to chilling rain nor howling wind, until the embers grow anew into a roaring blaze. The people must not let that fire die out, no matter how undignified the struggle. They must stroke the flames to so long as they draw breath. And then we see the woman still cleaning up and being like, I'm doing my best. You too, okay? I guess it's supposed to be like to herself, being like, I hope that All Might is doing his best. And then we see All Might even start to cry a bit because of it, as Stain completely left him and is starting to go walks away and still says something. A hero can only claim that title as long as his soul burns fiercely in service of others. However, say a god has fallen prostrate upon the earth, and his divine soul has turned feeble and mortal. Which is, I guess, something you could view is the case with All Might. Because All Might was kind of like this godlike being in terms of power and in terms of morals. But now All Might lost his powers and is even losing that heroism that made him great. So yeah, it's a bit so yeah, I guess it does make an excellent analogy. So now we have All Might be like, what? You saw that all this time? You've been I'm guessing I mean you've been stalking or what was say really doing? And they were saying be like, no, I don't presume you know. But if you are a true hero, make use of this information from the time in Tartarus. From my time in Tartarus. As Stain throws a note with with a dagger on the ground. As Stain continues, then come for the life of Stain, the man who murdered 40 heroes. Oh, we get an actual body count on the number of heroes. 40 heroes. I think we got the body count before, but it's been a long time since then. In fact, I think it was like in volume 5, which kind of crazy to think that we are almost like 30 chapters since we had the bug stain in a permanent force. Yeah. And then we have Stain being like, all for the sake of fixing this society. And All Might starts to recover even more as the woman looks up and sees, oh, the rain's letting up. And that is, I'm guessing, supposed to symbolize the end of the dark and the more emotional parts of the chapters, or the chapters itself. So yeah. Now, with the way this chapter ended, and the previous chapters, I have to guess that the next couple of chapters are gonna be a little more action packed, more alright people, you want action? Now it's time to get action. Or in My Academia's case, get more of a setup for the battles, or something like that. Or maybe cut to the villains. I'm not exactly sure. Needless to say, I feel like if you are against the whole more emotional aspects and all that type of stuff, I feel like we are leaving that for now and to go focus on something else. So yeah, now I feel like we should have all expected Stain to have be more like the one who brings All Might back to like reality, or more brings that hero spirit from All Might, or have some kind of role like that, because Stain's job was already done, as maybe was stated. Like the hero, people, public didn't view heroes anymore like perfect gods who are heroes. No, they view them like corrupt, and all of the ones who've been corrupt, or at least the ones that have been the most prominent, have, well, kind of stopped being it. The only ones left are pretty much the ones who are true heroes, which which I am a bit curious on exactly how many true heroes in Japan there still are. Like, we know Class 1A, we know the students from Class 1B. I'm guessing this also means like Hikatsu and that one from Miss Jokas, and the top 3 pro heroes, as well as the Lurkers and Miracle. But I'm curious about the rest. I mean, we know you're Musha Queen, but we don't know about Wash. So I am a bit curious on exactly who are all the heroes in Japan still. But yeah, as for the next chapter, either it's gonna we're gonna get more ready for the action, or we're gonna cut to the villain's perspective in some way. I mean, there's been a lot of heroes now, and we haven't seen the League of Villains updates for a very long time. I mean, there have been mentions of them, either by panels or just characters dressed up like them, but still. So yeah, all in all, this was a very like emotional and character development chapter for All Might, and a very good Stain chapter, definitely. Like definitely a good comeback. Like I wouldn't be surprised even if Stain doesn't appear in any other chapter. I feel like this is probably gonna give him a boost in the popularity pool. But yeah, that's it for my opinions on the chapter. You tell me in the comments below, what do you think of this chapter? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or whatever. Just leave it just comment it. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.